All right, 8countnews.com. I'd like to welcome in filmmaker Meosha Bean. What is up, boo-boo?
Oh, nothing much, working, trying to keep up with you.
Trying to keep up with me. All right, cool, man. So we're racing for success. I think we're already successful, though, but we can get more successful, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about what you got going on as of late. You're a pretty busy person. I see your Facebook links a lot, doing little short films and directing and all kinds of stuff. So what's the latest thing you got cooking?
Well, the latest thing I have cooking was I just actually wrapped up I did a voiceovers for a cooking kind of like commercial type of thing, and a guy in Toronto, and that's what I just did, and they just put that out like the other day, it's about how to make spaghetti and meatballs, and I did the voiceovers for that. So.
I could have played the part of the guy eating it. That's great.
Yeah. That's what, as of now, that's what I just released.
That's cool. So the commercial going to be aired in the States or up in Canada or both, or where?
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. I know it's in Canada, and I'm sure it's not really sure though.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about the States, but I definitely saw it. It's online and some other places and stuff.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
Absolutely. All right, so let's touch on some of the films that you've created. I've seen a few of them. They're really good, actually. What was it that started you in the filmmaking career?
What was it that started me to make movies? All right. Well, I would say that I was always a big fan of Steven Spielberg. Like my entire life, I grew up on his movies and watching him. He was just somebody that I just kind of like really kind of inspired me to, continue filmmaking. So he's my inspiration to make a movie. I would say one of his movies would be what was that movie called? That Artificial Intelligence.
Yep, I remember that movie.
That movie?
Yep, I do.
I love that movie. That movie really is one of my favorites from him.
The kid that played in that also played in what was that other movie? I See Dead People or something. Or that was a line he used in that movie.
Signs.
Yeah, no, was it Signs?
Was it Signs? I think was it with Signs?
No, that was Signs. Was Mel Gibson, right? Wasn't he in that?
Mel Gibson with was it the young boy, that little kid?
Yeah, the young boy, but it was with Bruce Willis. He was in the movie with Bruce Willis, where he kept seeing the spirits. He talked to the spirits and dead people.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the movie though, for the life of me. Anyway.
Yeah.
So short films too. You do short films, and I really enjoy short films. Why hasn't short films been more mainstream, though? I mean, obviously people like to go to the theaters and see the long features. Why aren't short films as popular?
Well, I think popular, with indie filmmakers more than the mainstream, like the movie box office, just because I would say, we want to see longer. I don't think a 6-minute movie will be in theaters.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I do know, like, some filmmakers that, they make short films, and they can get their movie pitched, and, maybe a movie theater will pick it up and make it a full-length film, so they would just work around that. And that's really how it kind of usually works.
Okay, good stuff. What do you consider your most successful films thus far?
Well, looking at the views, I would say view counting for one. I would say
Sure.
At the end of days, it's like a film that I did a long time ago. So it's really not something I wanted to put online. I just wanted to see, I was just skiing and I was really bored that day. Well, let's put it on. I put it online and it has about almost 1 million views. Right at 1 million. View count, like for if you're talking about the view counting. For me, I would say my most favorite and successful, which people like, a lot of people come to me and say they've seen, which would be the recent one I put out, called Elf. I've been seeing that online everywhere and some blog sites, and a lot of filmmakers have said they really, really enjoyed that one.
Was that the one where you were on the couch, really scared? Which one was that one? Because I've seen a few of them.
That was the one with the kid, and he saw Elf. It was like Christmas night. He walks, and he hears like a sound, and then I appear. I mean, he's having a bad dream. Well, he thinks he's having a bad dream. Mm-hmm. But like the elf gets him at the very end, and then I appear in it. I'm his sister. I play his sister in the film.
Okay. These things just pop in your head. These ideas, or what are? How does this stuff? How do you create these things?
Sometimes it just comes to my head. I don't know what it is. It's weird, huh? Sometimes it just comes to my head. And then sometimes what I do is just kind of like listen to Mozart and like a lot of orchestra music, and I just sit down and think, and then I just start writing. And then sometimes.
Okay, cool. All right, so I've seen a lot of stuff where you collab with Roy Jones. Roy Jones Jr., of course, my listeners all know all too well. Of course, he is the legendary future Hall of Famer boxer.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen some videos you've done with him. How did you get hooked up with Roy Jones, and can we see some more things with Roy Jones through MVB films in the future?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely more things, for sure. Well, I got to know him through knowing CP and his friends and people that he knew. Also, a guy named Kenny Long kind of introduced me to them, and he was like, "Hey, Meosha, will you do the video for us?" And I was like, sure. And it was a couple of years back. I didn't know who Roy Jones Jr. was at the time. I know, terrible, right? Terrible. And because I'm not really big in boxing, so I didn't know who he was. So I did my research, and I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, that's how I kind of got to know him.
Yeah. Roy's probably... Actually, you know what? I take that back. He's not probably. He's definitely the most genuine, nicest guy in the sport.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a lot of the fans out there who haven't been able to meet him, they see Roy, the guy that beats people up in the ring. But the guy outside of the ring, he's just a kind guy. He's a gentleman.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's next? You mentioned you wrapped up the voiceover commercial for the spaghetti and meatballs commercial. What do you got? Anything lined up in the near future? What you got coming up?
Well, I actually just released a couple trailers for the upcoming web series called Comforts and Landings. It's written by a woman named Latoya Lopez, and so she was, she's had this soap opera, kind of like hidden away for like 18 years, a long time, and so I've been busy and she's been busy, so we kind of like somehow bumped into each other. It was like she told me, she wanted to do this project, and I was like, I read the script, and I was like, wow, I really like it. So, yeah, it's a soap opera that will definitely be online on August 27th. So that'll be premiering then, and we'll see how it goes.
What do you enjoy more? Do you like to be in front of the camera or behind it?
That's a hard question. Well, I like both, but I do also like to create my own project. If I wanted to be a certain person, I could make that, and that role for me, and have someone else direct it. But I do like both. They're equally, I would say.
Okay. Where do you want to see your career a year from now? I mean, obviously everybody wants to be successful both monetarily and spiritually, and they want to do well and live comfortably doing what they love. How do you see yourself getting there? Do you think you'll get there in the next year or two?
I would say so, yes, for sure. Definitely. I think I work very hard, and I love what I do, and I would say that I never sleep really. continuing to work. I think hard work will definitely pay off. So I definitely do see myself there in a year's time for sure.
Now, recently you were in Mississippi, and I'm still mad at you because you didn't tell me until like after you got ready to leave.
Oh no! I can't believe you bought this up. No.
Yep, you're gonna owe me a dinner on that one or something. I'll have to figure that out.
All right.
How did that project go? And refresh my memory again, what that was up there in North Mississippi.
Yeah, I was shooting a documentary of a man who was from Mississippi. His name was Albert, and I was with him and his family, and just getting to know his past and him growing up during the times he grew up in Mississippi back during racist times, you know, racism and things happening, and he was a cotton picker. He picked cotton, you know, when he was young, and now he's actually very successful. I just thought that was a cool story, you know, to tell. Him going from the bottom to the top, and he's very, you know, successful guy now. You know, so it actually went well. I still have the clips and things that I'm still working on that. So that'll be out sometime soon. But it just seems like I'm so busy. I have so many projects coming out. That one is definitely. I learned a lot from that project.
Yeah, I can imagine. So there's a lot of history in this state, and there's actually a real lot of successful actors and actresses and filmmakers and musicians out of Mississippi. One of whom is Morgan Freeman, who's one of my favorite actors alive right now. I've always been a huge fan of his. He's from Clarksdale, Mississippi. Who are some people that inspire you in film?
Who are some people that inspire me? I cannot forget to say Steven Spielberg. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
This guy is amazing, hands down. I don't know, I can't talk about him enough. This guy is an amazing director that I look up to. I would say actor-wise, I really do enjoy Leonardo DiCaprio's acting skills. And how he kind of brings, different characters to play. Like, he's really good. Him and Johnny Depp are absolutely phenomenal.
Both are very good.
They play different characters, you know, and they're so, like, you know, in person it just seems like they're just so different from all their characters.
Right.
Amazing. I also would say I really like Kerry Washington. She's a great actress. She definitely is an inspiring woman. She's African-American woman who actually landed a television show starring her as a black African-American on a television show called Scandal, written by Shonda Rhimes, who's the writer for the show called Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's. I hope they bring back season 2 because it's a phenomenal show. So yeah, those are some of the people that really definitely stick out.
How do you feel being an African American woman yourself? It's tough out there for women. Period. To really have the same success that males do still in the film acting world. And you guys, so that kind of gives you two lumps over the head. You know, one, you're a black woman, and one, you're black. Second, you're a woman. Have you had any issues with those two things in your career so far? Have you been able to work around them? If you have, touch on that a little bit.
I've worked around some things that I've had. I've had some run-ins with, they didn't want to cast a African American, girl. So, it's, I don't really fit I guess the normal, just the blonde hair, the boobs. Because I guess it's a stereotype. I guess I don't know. But there, I'm not saying there's not roles for African American women or women, period, of any color or or whatever, their background is. I think that, I think you gotta be at the right place at the right time and really pray and hope for the best. But, yeah, I had some run-ins with that, but, I don't let it stop me. It actually just makes me stronger,
There you go.
So.
There you go. Good stuff. Well, all right, Miss Meosha Bean, who I like to call Boo Boo. I appreciate you doing this interview, man. Normally we have boxers and mixed martial artists, but once in a while we do stray off a little bit, and then we like to get different celebrities and in your case, filmmakers. So I really appreciate you doing this interview, and I always like to close the interview by giving the guest an opportunity to share some closing thoughts. So if there's anything that I missed that you wanted to touch on, the microphone is yours.
Well, I appreciate you giving me this interview. I really do. I love you, Brad. I do. Much love from Meosha. So, yeah, I just continue to do, what you do, and just keep at it.